So I just finished watching the 5th episode of Star Wars Tales of the Empire. So this episode is called Realization. So, premise of the episode, Barriss is sent on, I don't know if it's her first Inquisitor mission, but it's definitely the first one presented to us, and she comes to a realization. Basically, yeah, the Inquisitor race is not the good guys. I'm cutting to the point very quickly, but that's the point, and I want to illustrate this by bringing up Star Wars: The Bad Batch. In The Bad Batch, especially season 1, helmets were a big part of it. And we also saw this too in Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign. Basically, whenever a character is acting loyal to the Empire, their helmet is on. So, if we pay attention, especially in Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign, on Iden Versier's homeworld, which the name just slipped my mind, when they're getting off the Corvus, Iden and Del have their helmets off, but Hask, who stays loyal to the Empire, still has his helmets on. Granted, they all put their helmets on before the mission begins, but the point being, in the cutscene, the characters who ultimately rebel against the Empire have their helmets off. In Star Wars: The Bad Batch, we often saw the same things, especially post-Order 66. All the clones, except for the Bad Batch, keep their helmets on. It's that kind of similar thread. Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. Yes, he has his time as Darth Vader without his helmet, but think of this. Right after he betrays the Empire to save his son, what does he ask Luke to do? To remove his helmet. He says it so he can see Luke with his own eyes, but it can also be interpreted as he's taking off the helmet, the dark side that's been surrounding him. And in this episode, pay attention to Barriss' helmet. At the end of the last episode, she puts her helmet on for the first time, where she basically says, "Long live the Empire." Though you can definitely tell she's the most uncommitted of that group there. In this episode, the other Inquisitor doesn't even have a helmet, but the thing is, Barriss, like Iden Del, exits the ship with her helmet off. It's only later on that she puts her helmet on again. And when she decides that, nope, she's not going to support the Empire, that she's going to help the Jedi they were sent to find and execute. The Jedi was injured by the other Inquisitor, by the way, and then that's basically, with some other events, made Barriss realize, no, she can't do this, including the other Inquisitor, massacring probably a good portion of the town for no reason, just because they didn't divulge the information quick enough. Well, did you consider maybe they didn't know? And so after she pushes the other Inquisitor off the mountain, she takes her helmet off and goes to help the Jedi and tells them that they're not alone anymore. Because that's something that the Jedi had expressed during their duel with Barriss, that he was tired, that he was alone, and Barriss is trying to get them to surrender, and maybe they would have, but the other Inquisitor goes in for the kill instead. And so you can definitely see the helmet was a major part in showing to us, the audience, Barriss' doubt. Even with her helmet on, she had her doubt. Another good thing to mention is, when they were questioning the town folk, the other Inquisitor, she was being aggressive, being intimidating. Meanwhile, Barriss, being much more aware of her surroundings, identifies one more nervous kid, goes up, approaches the kid, and asks the kid, what do they know? And the kid's not answering, so Barriss takes her helmet off, and then the kid answers. She's showing her humanity. Well, she's not a human, but the point still stands. She's showing humanity. She's showing that she's still genuine, that she's not a monster. And the end shows it. She has a realization and makes a turn. This is very much in contrast to the Morgan Elsbeth episodes, who each time double down on the hate, double down on the dark side. And like with Tales of the Jedi, we have these contrasts going on between the two characters that we are following. Though I'm going to talk about that more when I talk about all the episodes of Tales of the Jedi as a whole. But in the meantime, before we get to the last episode, I would love to hear your thoughts on this episode on realization in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always.